Hey, lovely Heartland family. Welcome back to Next Door. Salutations, Heartland fans. What if the greatest obstacle to love isn't someone else but you? In episode 2 of season 19, Amy confronts a turning point that has the potential to alter everything. Her quiet life with Lou is disrupted as unspoken facts about Nathan surface. Can Amy shed the gloom of her past and embrace a new future with her heart? Or will doubt and fear prevent her from receiving the love she deserves? This powerful and transformative episode should not be missed. Amy is torn between honoring her past and accepting a future full of new possibilities, while Nathan is by her side. Her journey takes an unexpected turn as family tensions rise and secrets are revealed. Could Nathan be the one who can aid in her recovery? This powerful episode delves into Amy's hidden difficulties, Lou's unintentional error, and a shocking revelation that has the potential to alter everything for the beloved characters of Heartland. Since losing Ty, Amy has been on a journey of resiliency and love, but she still feels like she is missing something. She longs for companionship, someone who will stand by her side like Ty once did, despite the fact that she preserves Ty's memory through her daughter, Lindy, and the life they built together. Nathan arrives, a quiet man whose gentle demeanor and quiet presence arouse something in Amy that she hasn't felt in years. Nathan has been there for her through all of her highs and lows, providing her with unparalleled friendship and understanding. Their connection has grown beyond friendship, stirring questions in both Amy and her family. Could Nathan assist her in finding a new course of action? Is he just a friend who helps, or could he be more than that? Amy's attraction to Nathan takes a dramatic turn in this episode when she discovers a new side of him that is vulnerable and compassionate. Amy witnesses a touching exchange between Nathan and his Alzheimer's afflicted father as Nathan is going through his own struggles. Amy is deeply moved by this encounter, which reveals Nathan to have a level of compassion and empathy that is similar to Ty's. Amy realizes then that Nathan is more than just a friend. An unexpected turn complicates her emotions and raises questions about Nathan's role in her life as she begins to open her heart to the possibility. Lou, Amy's sister and confidante, becomes involved in the story when she accidentally reveals a secret Nathan had kept about his father. Nathan's world is rocked when this secret is revealed to the wrong people. It was an unintentional lapse, and Lou had not intended to betray Nathan's faith. However, the repercussions put Nathan's professional life and relationship with Amy in jeopardy. Amy's sadness and Lou's regret result in a heated argument as the sisters struggle to comprehend each other's perspectives. Amy's feelings for Nathan are put to the test by the revelation of Nathan's family secret, which also puts Amy and Lou's bond to the test. Amy is torn between her growing feelings for Nathan and her loyalty to Ty's memory. Will she consent to moving on? Is her heart still entwined with the past, or is Nathan truly someone with whom she could envision a future? The heart of episode 8 is this emotional conflict, which draws the audience into Amy's struggle as she chooses between the life she knows and the life she could have. The aftermath of Lou's accidental remark about Nathan's father is shown in the next episode. Amy is clearly tense early in the morning, and Lou's arrival only heightens the emotional intensity. The sisters' relationships change as a result of Nathan's secret being revealed. Lou's mistake feels like a betrayal to Amy, who has witnessed Nathan's difficulties firsthand. Lou tries to explain by saying that she didn't mean to reveal anything private, but Amy is clearly disappointed. Lou, how could it just slip out? Amy speaks with a mix of hurt and disbelief, demonstrating how much she cares about Nathan. In this rare instance, Amy's vulnerability is made plain, and her devotion to Nathan makes her entire heart clear. As the sisters continue their conversation, tension grows. Lou tries to get Amy to see her side because he thinks Lou is misunderstood, but Amy stays loyal to Nathan and protects him. During the tense exchange, their grandfather Jack intervenes, recognizing the tension and requesting an explanation. Jack responds with empathy and understanding when Amy discloses Nathan's father's Alzheimer's diagnosis, recognizing the emotional weight of Amy's rage. Jack encourages the sisters to see things from each other's points of view. His words of wisdom have a profound impact, and his steady presence and years of experience help to ground the moment. In addition to heightening the suspense, this scene also draws viewers into the Heartland family's intricate dynamics. We are reminded by Amy's rage and Lou's regret that miscommunications can strain even the strongest relationships. The episode leaves us with the question, can Amy forgive Lou's mistake? As Jack helps them find common ground. And with Nathan by her side, can this moment be a stepping stone for Amy's healing journey? Nathan confronts the consequences of his father's illness being made public in the next section of episode 8, a revelation that affects him personally and puts his business in jeopardy. The driving force behind Nathan's work has been his determination to preserve his father's legacy. In an effort to keep his father's dignity and the name of his family from being tarnished, he has quietly assumed price beef with pride. But when the news breaks, Nathan's carefully constructed world starts to fall apart. One of his biggest partners, Crown Shoppers, stops supporting him. Their faith in the Price family is shaken when they find out that Nathan has been acting on his father's behalf. Nathan is perplexed by everything after learning of his father's illness and this betrayal. He is hurt and confused, and he is unsure how the private information became public. Amy sees a new side of Nathan during this vulnerable time, but she is torn between her compassion for Nathan and her anger over Lou's role in the situation. A man going through a lot of heartache hides behind his sturdy exterior. Amy is present at this conflict. She observes Nathan's devotion to sustaining the family business and his sense of duty, as well as his love for his father. Amy begins to get closer to Nathan as a result of her compassion for him. She sees a reflection of her own struggles in Nathan, including the difficulty of moving on from the loss of a loved one and the quiet determination to preserve a family legacy. Nathan expresses a depth of emotion that deeply affects Amy as he talks to her about his father's illness and the emotional burden it has caused. Nathan recounts tales of his father's life before the illness, including the lessons he learned from them and the experiences that shaped him. Amy's heart is drawn to his sincerity and vulnerability, so she quietly listens and offers support. She recognizes that Nathan's strength stems not only from his resilience, but also from his willingness to accept the suffering of his past, a trait that parallels her own journey. A turning point in their relationship occurs during this intimate conversation. Amy begins to gain a new perspective on the depth of Nathan's character as she listens to his story. She sees a man who, like her, has gone through a lot of pain and come out stronger. Their bond develops into more than just a friendship. It becomes one of mutual understanding and respect. Amy is comforted by Nathan's presence, who reminds her that she is not alone in facing life's challenges. He becomes a source of comfort because of his quiet strength. Amy discovers that she is drawn to him in unexpected ways. Amy's heart is brought into focus by this information. She starts to wonder if she can open her heart to a new person, someone who understands her pain but doesn't make her forget about Ty. She feels safe because of Nathan's compassion, willingness to share his weaknesses, and respect for her journey, something she hasn't experienced since Ty's death. However, Amy struggles with a persistent question as tension between them grows. Is she prepared to let go of her fears and allow herself to love once more? This scene's quiet power, which draws viewers into Amy and Nathan's shared vulnerability, is what gives it its intensity. Their connection is more than just friendship. It's something more substantial, a romance with a hint of bittersweet knowledge from people who have experienced loss themselves. Amy's heart begins to open to the possibility that Nathan can assist her in healing as she considers her future. The next step is still up in the air, and the question of whether Amy will allow herself to leap into a new life chapter adds suspense to her journey. Amy's inner turmoil grows more intense as the episode progresses. The presence of Nathan in her life has brought back feelings that she thought had vanished forever. Amy has had to choose between paying tribute to Ty's memory and moving on from his death. In addition to being her partner, Ty was also her confidant and the father of her daughter, Lindy. Fearing that letting go would betray their bond, his memory has served as an anchor and a source of strength for her. Amy, on the other hand, is at a crossroads in her emotional life with Nathan. She has tried to suppress feelings because of his openness, vulnerability about his own family struggles, and gentle way he has entered her life. She's reluctant to admit it, but increasingly unable to ignore a subtle yet profound attraction. Anyone who has experienced a significant loss will identify deeply with her predicament, the struggle between grief and the glimmer of new hope. Ty's memories flood back as Nathan and I spend time together at Heartland Ranch. Amy finds herself comparing her growing attraction to Nathan to the love she shared with Ty. Her memories with Ty are etched in her heart because of her unwavering love for him. In Lindy's smile and the echoes of their shared laughter, his presence is still felt in every corner of the ranch. It seems almost impossible to embrace the future because of this connection to the past. However, Nathan's patience sets him apart. He never tries to take Ty's place or diminish his significance to Amy. Instead, he respects her journey and provides her with unassuming companionship. Amy's emotional struggle is complicated by his kindness and understanding, which bring back memories of Ty's qualities she admired. She is drawn to the possibility of a new beginning, a future in which her life is not solely defined by grief, despite her fear that moving forward might erase Ty's memory. This is not just about the possibility of a new relationship for Amy. Rather, it is about redefining herself after such a significant loss. Can she consent to falling in love once more without feeling betrayed by Ty? And is Nathan the one who can assist her in achieving this delicate equilibrium? Throughout the episode, Amy and Nathan share fleeting but meaningful moments, a lingering glance, a soft smile, a touch that lingers a beat too long. A reminder that the past can be treasured without excluding the future can be found in each interaction, which is a small step toward healing. However, as her feelings for Nathan intensify, so does her anxiety that by moving on, she might abandon Ty. When Nathan talks openly about his father's illness and how it has affected his life, it marks a turning point. Amy is deeply moved by his vulnerability, which reveals a shared understanding of loss that unspokenly binds them. Amy recognizes Nathan's strength not only in his resilience, but also in his willingness to confront pain and allow it to shape him, a trait Amy has observed throughout her own journey. Their bond grows stronger as a result of their mutual respect, vulnerability, and quiet understanding of one another's challenges. Nathan and Amy spend a quiet evening together in the barn, surrounded by the tranquility of the ranch, in a moment that feels almost sacred. He looks at her with an unguarded tenderness that leaves her breathless, a mix of empathy and affection. Amy feels seen in his eyes, not as a widow or a mother in mourning, but as a woman who has the potential for love and happiness. She remembers it as a sign that moving forward does not imply forgetting. Amy's journey transforms into one of hope, loss, and the courage to embrace a new beginning as the narrative progresses. She must confront a question she has been avoiding. Can she open her heart to a new future while still honoring the past? Her connection with Nathan serves as both a challenge and a comfort. Her story gains depth and tension from the unanswered question, and her emotional journey captivates the audience. Amy's internal struggle gets worse at this point. She longs to let go of the guilt and fear that have held her back and embrace the warmth she feels around Nathan. However, despite her desire to move on, a portion of her is still bound to the past. She is aware that if she allows herself to fall in love with Nathan, she may open a door that she will never be able to close. She wonders if she has the strength to let go of her fears as the weight of this decision presses down on her. Amy finds herself at a literal and figurative crossroads as the episode winds down. She is overcome with thoughts of her life with Ty as she looks out over Heartland Ranch. She also recalls times she spent with Nathan, including the times they laughed together, the quiet support he gave her, and the hope he represented. As Amy considers the possibility of a new chapter in her life, it is a moment that is both sad and hopeful. The viewers are left wondering what decision she will make, because the weight of her decision is palpable. Will Amy take a chance on love once more, putting herself in Nathan's shoes, being open to the possibility of happiness? Or will she continue to be entwined with the past, unable to let go of the memories that both uplift and constrain her? The question of whether she will allow Nathan into her heart lingers as she stands on the edge of a new beginning, creating anticipation and suspense. Amy's quiet contemplation is captured by the camera, giving the audience hope and a strong connection to her journey. Nathan tells a story about his father's illness and talks about how it changed his life. Amy is moved by Nathan's sincere admission, which makes her realize that few people understand loss like Nathan does. Like her grief for Ty, he carries his father's illness with quiet resilience. They become closer as a result of their shared loss experience, resulting in an unspoken bond that transcends friendship. The tranquility of the farm surrounds Nathan and Amy at one point, leaving them alone in the horse shelter. There are a lot of unspoken and unresolved feelings in the air. Amy's heart skips a beat when Nathan looks at her with compassion and tenderness in his eyes. He doesn't say anything, but his presence says a lot. Amy feels truly seen for the first time since Ty's death, not as a widow or a mother in mourning, but as a woman deserving of happiness. Amy's inner turmoil almost becomes unbearable at this point. To let go of the guilt and fear that have prevented her from moving forward, she wants to give in to the warmth that Nathan provides. However, despite her desire to move on, a portion of her is still tied to the past. She is aware that she might not be ready for certain changes if she opens her heart to Nathan. Amy's loved ones begin to notice her transformation. Lou, who has always been protective of her sister, is concerned about the connection between Amy and Nathan. Her protective instincts make her wonder if Amy is really ready to move on, or if she is just trying to fill Ty's void. Despite Lou's best intentions, Amy struggles to strike a balance between her own desires and the expectations of those around her only intensifies her internal conflict. Amy is encouraged to trust her instincts by Jack, who is always a wise and steady presence. He reassures her that Ty would want her to be happy and that love is not betrayal. His words reassure Amy, but they also emphasize that she is the only one who can make the choice. She must find a way to honor the past while accepting the future in order to reconcile her love for Ty with her growing feelings for Nathan. Amy finds herself at a crossroads as the episode draws to a close. She recalls her time with Ty as well as the time she spent with Nathan, the laughter, his quiet support, and the hope he represents as she looks out over Heartland Ranch. As Amy contemplates a new phase in her life, it is a scene that is both sad and hopeful. The audience is left with the following question: will she once more take a chance on love by allowing herself to be vulnerable and open to joy with Nathan? Or will she remain bound to the past, unable to release the memories that both comfort and constrain her? Amy's journey comes to an end in this powerful episode. She is no longer a weeping widow who is afraid to let go of the past. Instead, she is a woman who is ready to embrace whatever the future holds as she stands on the verge of a new beginning. Amy now has a clean slate and must decide whether or not to give Nathan access to her heart. The episode's final moments are marked by a sense of tension and anticipation brought about by this uncertainty. Viewers are left with a sense of hope and a profound connection to Amy's journey as the camera pans out and captures her quiet contemplation. Fans have been eagerly anticipating the moment when the tension between Amy and Nathan reaches its peak in Heartland Season 18, Episode 8. Amy decides that it is time to confront her feelings head-on because her mind is clouded by conflicting emotions. They meet in the barn, where she has many fond memories and feels Ty's presence most strongly as she seeks Nathan out. Amy feels both grounded and uncertain in the barn's silence, surrounded by Heartland's familiar sights and smells. She is aware that this conversation may alter everything. Nathan is patient and genuine in his manner of waiting. He recognizes her need to move at her own pace and the significance of the moment. As they stand in the dim light, a comfortable silence settles between them, heavy with unspoken words. Amy finally finds the courage to speak. Her struggle to move forward, her guilt over feeling drawn to Nathan, and her fear of letting go are both revealed in her soft but steady voice. Amy admits, staring at the floor, "I spent so much time holding on to Ty. Losing him felt like losing a part of myself because he was everything to me. I had no idea I would ever feel like this again and would want to be close to someone else." She speaks slowly, filled with hope and sorrow. Nathan keeps on listening, his gaze never leaving hers. He meets her gaze with a calm strength when she finally looks up, giving her the confidence to continue. But then you came along, Amy says in a slightly trembling voice. I feel like there might be a future I can be a part of for the first time. I don't know if I'm ready, and I don't want to hurt you or disrespect my relationship with Ty. Nathan moves closer, his face filled with compassion. He says softly, Amy, I would never want to take Ty's place. I respect that you know how much he meant to you. I am not here to take his place. I'm here to support you and fulfill your every need. Someday, whether that's a friend, a partner, or something else, Amy is deeply moved by the tenderness and sincerity of his words. She has shown that he truly comprehends her journey by Nathan's willingness to accept her past and embrace the parts of her that are still healing. For this emotional exchange, the tranquil barn becomes a haven. As if the walls themselves are witness to this delicate moment between two souls seeking connection, every glance and every word carries weight. Amy feels a sense of calm she hasn't felt in years thanks to Nathan's unwavering patience and respect for her process. She allows herself for the first time to imagine a future in which she will love Ty and start over with Nathan. As Nathan discusses his own challenges, their conversation shifts. He recalls happy, courageous, and insightful moments with his father prior to his illness, which helped shape him into the person he is today. He describes how it hurt to watch his father's health deteriorate, how helpless he felt, and how he feels obligated to preserve the legacy of his family. Love and loss are intertwined for Nathan as well. He gets closer to Amy as a result of this shared experience. He doesn't try to understand her grief, rather, he lives with his own. Amy comes to the realization that she is not on her own journey when Nathan reveals his weaknesses. She can see him as more than just a friend because of his honesty. He is someone who combines optimism for the future with reverence for the past. Amy feels supported and freed when Nathan holds her hand and says he will be there for her. She recognizes that she can cherish Ty's memory while simultaneously embracing something brand new. This tender moment marks a turning point marked by mutual understanding and warmth. Amy experiences a quiet peace as they walk side by side out of the barn. There is only the promise of two people ready to face whatever comes next, no grand gesture. She leaves viewers with hope for her future. Amy is on the verge of a fresh start in the final moments of Heartland Season 18, Episode 8. A peaceful equilibrium between cherishing Ty's memory and accepting the possibility of love again has emerged from her conversation with Nathan. When she spends time with Lindy, she realizes that moving forward does not imply letting go, and that Ty's presence is a part of her life, rather than a burden. She meets Nathan at the barn in a quiet, tender moment with renewed heart, reaching for his hand to signify her decision to let him in and begin a new chapter. They walk together at the end of the episode in the soft evening light, a powerful representation of Amy's journey of resilience, healing, and optimism for the future. An emotionally charged story about love, loss, and the courage to embrace new beginnings is presented in Heartland Season 18, Episode 8. As she navigates her feelings for Nathan while paying tribute to her late husband Ty, Amy's journey has a profound impact on the audience. Their sincere conversations show that they are developing a connection that is based on mutual understanding and shared losses. Amy finds the tranquility she requires to envision a course of action, thanks to Nathan's unwavering patience. The tender moments between Amy and Nathan raise the question of whether this is the beginning of a new chapter for Amy, or whether her unwavering love for Ty will prevent her from moving forward. Fans are left to wonder if Amy is truly prepared to welcome Nathan into her life and whether their relationship will develop into something more substantial. How do you feel about this? Do you think Amy is ready to move forward with this, or should she continue on her journey with Nathan as friends? And for those who are still hopeful, what about Caleb as a potential partner? Comment below with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Heartland Season 18 updates. To keep up with the most recent events and news, press the bell icon. We appreciate your attention and participation in the Heartland journey.